to Live and General Hospital before they air. Only on abc.com/daytime.
Roger.
Hi, Dee. Did you see Faith?
Yeah, I saw her for about 2 minutes, and it was very clear that she didn't want any visitors. What's the matter with her?
Well, she's been through quite an ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's scared, but she's got a policeman sitting outside the door. I don't know. Maybe she's right. With a creep running around loose, sending her flowers all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'd be acting the same way. You know what she really needs to feel better? Someone who is nice and understanding and fun to have dinner with. I'm really looking forward to tonight.
So am I.
What do you think I should wear?
As little as possible.
Roger. Stop.
You wear whatever you want.
Why don't you choose? Let's see. Should I wear the long silk dress or my new Chinese jacket?
Well, since it's a Chinese dinner, I'll bet you look sensational in it. Now, why don't you bring along a hint of the mystery of the Orient, and I'll provide the Mugu Gai Pan.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, I'll see you later then. Bye-bye.
It's about Zach.
There was an explosion.
No, I don't want to hear it.
A broken heart turned deadly.
Gotta get her out of here to an OR. We don't stand a chance.
And as she recovers, she uncovers a murder.
Zach's crash might not have been an accident.
What?
Now she won't rest until she finds her husband's killer.
Stop trying to control her life.
Stay away from her.
No matter where the clues lead.
Something is very wrong, Griffin.
I'm gonna need her to keep thinking of me as her friendly neighborhood minister.
All My Children.
You are you. You're also your social security number, your credit card numbers, the email in your inbox. You're even the equity in your home. To a criminal, getting his hands on just one tiny piece of you, even just your name, can be enough to steal your credit, your money, and your good name. That's why you need LifeLock to help protect you. LifeLock is the leader in proactive identity protection. We aggressively patrol your identity every second of every day by actively monitoring your personal information to help protect you from identity theft before it happens. Credit monitoring alone is not enough to protect your identity and only tells you after the fact, sometimes as much as 60 days later, that your identity has been stolen. By then, the damage to your credit, your good name, and your life has already been done. With LifeLock, as soon as we spot a threat to your identity within our network, our advanced LifeLock ID alert system notifies you, helping to protect your identity before you become a victim. And because no one can stop all identity theft, if the criminals do manage to steal any of what makes you, you, LifeLock is there to help make you whole again with our $1 million total service guarantee and a 24/7 support staff that will fight to restore your good name. All it takes is for the criminals to get a hold of just one piece of your personal information, and they can wreak havoc on your life. Get the protection you need right now with one call to LifeLock. Call now and try LifeLock free for a full 60 days. If you're not completely satisfied, notify LifeLock and you'll never pay a cent. Order now and also get this document shredder to keep your personal documents out of the wrong hands. A $29 value free. Just mention Life 60.
Call 1-800-895-3516 or go to lifelock.com. Try LifeLock risk-free for 60 days, plus get this document shredder free. Just mention Life 60. Call 1-800-895-3516 now. LifeLock service guarantee cannot be offered to residents of New York.
It's a miracle to me still, these modern drugs. 1 minute, you're half out of your mind with a temperature of over 106. And now look at you.
I'm a fast healer.
Yeah, I love you for that. I wish I still didn't worry, though, when I hear that cocky sound in your voice. You were good and sick.
I know, but I'm much better now.
Where's your roommate?
They keep taking her away for tests.
Ah, poor thing.
No, I don't think she minds as long as they have her back in the room by mealtime. Oh, Mother, that nursing home must be so grim.
Well, I keep hoping it's the cooking.
Oh, it's more than that. The problem is to get Miss Mills to talk to us. I've tried, Sam's tried, even Frank had a go at it. Maybe Jack can get something out of her. He has a way of interviewing you without you knowing it.
Yes, that's years of practice. Jack has been quite a constant visitor, I see.
Why, sure.
Of course, you have had time to yourself.
Yes, Mother?
I was just wondering if lying here has given you time to take stock a bit, you know, about your life and where you're going and all that.
I think it has, in a way.
Well, would you mind sharing with your old mom what you've been thinking?
Well, first, I've got the best job in the whole world.
Yes, I know. I mean anything else.
Oh, Mother, I love Jack. I didn't have to rethink that. But he's been doing some rethinking while I've been sick.
Oh, has he now?
And he's been so sweet. Oh, God, he was terrified that I was going to die. And it made him realize that I was more important to him than he thought.
Well, I do take a lot of comfort in the fact that he loves you.
He does love me. And I think we're closer than ever because of my being so sick.
Are you?
He's even been able to talk about marriage. Assuring me, of course, that he's never even been able to consider it up to this point and that his interest is purely theoretical. But at least he's been able to mention the word.
Do you mean to tell me you haven't discussed it before now?
No, not really. You know, practically the first thing he ever told me about himself, he said, never gonna get married.
Well, you think that's true?
I don't know. But I do understand him a lot better now, and it all makes a certain kind of sense. He was 3 when his mother died. She was the first woman to desert him. And then the person who replaced him in his life, Sister Mary Joel, was transferred from the orphanage when he was 11. That's a second desertion. Then when he was 17, he fell in love with an Italian girl, Stefina. They lived together. Until she told him that she was going to marry the dentist that she worked for. So since then, he hasn't been able to trust any woman. Because he knows inside that when he does, she'll desert him. Just the way the others did.
Yeah. Do you think he trusts you?
I think he's beginning to. I think maybe this sickness was a breakthrough.
Why? In what way?
Because I didn't die. I didn't desert him. And maybe that's why he's been able to talk about marriage.
Well, do you think that's really what you want, Mary? To be marry Jack Finelli?
Oh, my. I don't want to get married, but I think being married with a real commitment to each other must be the best kind of happiness there is.
Well, there's nobody that thinks more of marriage than I do, but...
Now, listen, I think if we were married, if he could trust me that much, it'd be better. And I think he's coming to feel that way. It's gonna work, Mother. Don't you worry, it will.
Oh, I hear that cocky tone again.
Dad, did you send for me?
Come in. I've just spoken to Marshal Westheimer.
You did?
Yes, he tells me you were in to see him about Seneca.
Well, since he's chief of the medical board, I thought that he ought to be informed.
You know perfectly well I was going to inform him myself.
Well, I knew that you were going to tell him about Nell, but I couldn't be sure that you were going to make it clear that this could be a matter for the authorities.
You had no business going over my head.
Well, Dad, I felt that I acted in the best interest of this hospital. For everyone, including you.
What am I going to do with you, Roger?
Well, the last time that we talked about this, I had the impression that you might be sympathetic enough towards Seneca that you'd try to keep quiet what he did.
Roger, I'm still your superior officer in this hospital. And I'll decide for myself what I do and why.
Deb, please. Now, I'm not trying to step out of line. I just want to make sure that nobody else gets in any trouble. Things are bad enough here as they are.
Why, Roger?
Why what?
Why this sudden rush of concern for medical morality, for all these legal niceties?
Perhaps,
it's such a change for you.
Perhaps I'm trying to do better.
Is that your only reason?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, it occurs to me that it may have crossed your mind that if Seneca is removed from his position as chief of neurology, then perhaps your dismissal just won't go through in July.
You have a pretty low opinion of me, don't you, Dad?
I asked you a question.
You know, I wonder why. I thought you might be the one person that might not question my motives.
I wish I wasn't compelled to.
Seneca Bolak came here this summer and got himself a job that was rightfully yours.
No, that doesn't make any difference anymore.
He then set himself up as spokesman for the highest medical ethics and fired me over something that is trivial compared to what he's done.
Now, look, you can call it trivial, but just don't make comparisons, because they just don't help.
I think comparisons help.
Why?
I gambled some money and lost. I forced Frank Ryan to make me a loan, which I am now paying back and for which I was fired. But Seneca made a medical mistake. He did surgery on his own wife when he knows that every rule in the book says that no physician should treat members of his family or close personal friends.
Thank you for the information, Roger.
Oh, Dad, sarcasm is a cheap, cheap shot. You haven't got an answer. You haven't got an answer because you know that he made a medical mistake. He made a medical mistake when he elected to do surgery on his own wife. And you also know the reason that he pulled the plug on Nell was because he couldn't live with what he had done.
Just maybe so.
Moreover, he deliberately ended her life. He killed her. He committed a murder. Now, will you please tell me what it is about Seneca that makes you have so much sympathy for him after everything that he's done? And you choose to condemn me because I simply tell the authorities that there might have been a crime committed.
You should have left this matter to me and to hospital administration.
You're really sorry for Seneca, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I wish you were sorry for me.
So do I.
They were just married.
I do.
Then, all was lost. Now, it's time.
Where's my wife?
For
How many more people have to die?
payback.
See what happens if you come after my family.
General Hospital.
If you're a diabetic and currently trying to lose weight, please stay tuned to this important message. A market trial offer is starting now for a revolutionary breakthrough in weight loss called Glucosalin, and you are eligible to try it free for 30 days. We are looking for callers to receive a free trial, so call immediately 1-800-620-3352. If the line is busy, please keep trying. Clinical studies of the key ingredient in Glucosalin have shown this ingredient to be effective in accelerating weight loss. What's even more impressive is that it also supports healthy blood sugar metabolism at the same time. And now this new formula is being released to the general public, and you're eligible to try Glucosalin right now for 30 days. Finally, clinically proven weight loss and healthy blood sugar metabolism in one pill. Call immediately to find out how to receive your free 30-day trial. 1-800-620-3352. 1-800-620-3352. If the line is busy, please keep trying.
People are talking about General Hospital's Lucky and Siobhan. D. Hunter Roscoe posted on Facebook, "Finally a love for Lucky. He and Siobhan are great together." Charlotte May adds, "This is great. I hope it works out for these two." Laura Bruno says, "Men are always sexier when they're happy and in love." And Lori McPherson Draper sums it all up. "They are just the cutest couple. Way to go, GH. I love this storyline." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
I didn't interrupt anything coming back.
Oh.
I'll try and take a little nap.
No, not at all. I've got to be getting back. Dee'll want to be going shopping.
Ma, tell Dad to come visit me, will you?
Of course I will, darling, but he'll be here. You know that. Oh, before I go, I want to give you something that I hope you like. You've been such good company to my daughter. It's a small token of my appreciation.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
It's Irish sweetbread from my own mother's recipe. Of course, the flour that I have to use here is a little more bleached. But I put a bit of whiskey in it. No, for flavor, you understand.
Cake, how lovely. How did you know?
Oh, well, I said to myself, that Miss Mills is a person that loves a bit of cake with her tea. I do hope so. Now, love, I want you to be getting some sleep now.
I will. Thanks, Mom.
Well, if you really love him, I guess I can't be against it.
Your mother is so kind. Your whole family's been so kind to me.
And why wouldn't we be?
Well, I don't know, but everybody isn't kind.
They aren't?
No. There are some people that are really...
Yes?
It's just that... oh, dear, I wonder... Hello.
Good evening, Beatrice. I'm so pleased to see you looking so fit.
Mr. Sharp, this is Mary Ryan. Mary, this is Mr. Hugh Sharp, who runs Hillcrest Manor.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Ryan? I must say, you're much too young and beautiful to be in a hospital bed.
Thank you. Well, I guess I better take my nap. You two can get on with your visit.
Nice to have met you.
Yes.
Now then, how have you been coming along?
Well, just fine, Mr. Sharp.
Well, Hector has been missing you terribly. He asked me specially to tell you to come home soon.
As soon as I can.
And we've all been missing you. But the doctors have been quite encouraging, though. Nothing really serious is what they've said.
Well, I'm glad they said that.
Oh, but they did give me a scolding, though. They recognize that you haven't been eating your food. Well, from now on, you're going to have to clean your plate.
I eat here.
Well, that's wonderful, and you should. We don't want you to lose your healthy appetite when you come back to Gilchrist Manor.
I don't think I will.
Oh, and someone brought you a cake.
Yes.
How thoughtful.
Wasn't it?
And who is your Good Samaritan?
Mary's mother.
Oh, I see.
She's very generous.
I'm sure. I wonder why she chose to bring you cake.
I don't know.
Why she didn't bring you flowers.
I don't know.
Well, I hope you haven't been troubling the nice people around here with any complaints.
No, Mr. Sharp.
Well, now, it's not that I want you to complain. It's that, well, if you need to.
Well, yes.
Well, now, if you're not happy at Hillcrest Manor, I'm sure you can find some other place.
I'm happy at Hillcrest Manor.
Well, I certainly hope so. After all, you've got so many friends. And Hector would miss you.
I haven't been complaining. What would I complain about?
Well, I certainly can't imagine. Well, when we get older, things do get all out of proportion.
Mr. Sharp, I have to sleep.
Very well.
Thank you for coming to see me.
My pleasure, of course. Sweet dreams.
Miss Mills?
I'm sorry, Mary. I have to sleep. Good night.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. Who's coming and who's going? SoapNet has a status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, just before he hosts the Academy Awards, critically acclaimed actor James Franco returns to wreak havoc in Port Charles.
I'm a whack job. Ask anyone.
Carrie Payton is now on staff at General Hospital as Dr. Terrell Jackson.
So it seems.
House hunter Suzanne Wang is Carol Chang, wedding planner.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And on One Life to Live, General Hospital's Ted King is moving to Landview.
Quick.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
If you or a loved one were taking Paxil during pregnancy and your child suffered a serious birth defect, call the number on your screen now. You may be entitled to financial compensation for medical bills and future care. Paxil has been linked to potentially fatal birth defects, such as heart and lung problems. If your child was born with a serious birth defect while you were taking Paxil during pregnancy, call toll-free 1-877-399-5499 now.
SeaWorld.
Wow. SeaWorld. Discover together.
On All My Children.
It's about Zach.
There was an explosion.
No, I don't want to hear it.
A broken heart turned deadly.
Gotta get her out of here to an OR. We don't stand a chance.
And as she recovers, she uncovers a murder.
Zach's crash might not have been an accident.
What?
Now she won't rest until she finds her husband's killer.
Stop trying to control her life.
Stay away from her.
No matter where the clues lead.
Something is very wrong, Griffin.
I'm gonna need her to keep thinking of me as her friendly neighborhood minister.
All My Children. They were just married.
I do.
Then all was lost. Now
Brenda wasn't in the limo. Sam was.
You would extract it before it went boom.
a dangerous man will do whatever it takes
I'm gonna crush that piece of garbage.
to find his worst enemy.
There's no reason to keep you alive.
It's time
Where's my wife?
for
How many more people have to die?
payback.
See what happens if you dare come after my family.
Is she dead?
General Hospital.
To the future.
In the coming weeks on Being Erica,
Everybody keeps breaking the rules, and I'm the one that's paying the price.
Erica pushes the boundaries of therapy.
I want to add regret to my list.
I can't. And everyone around her.
We don't go back to rewrite our lives.
Will face the consequences.
You are about to unleash, I just want a series of events
You have to face reality. I am not abandoning you.
that will destroy you.
Is it true?
I made a mistake, and I took care of it.
This isn't about you. This is my life.
Being Erica, all new next Wednesday at 11, only on SoapNet.
But most of all, what I really can't get over is that everything is real. The silver, the flowers, the glasses. There. Oh, what kind of glass is this?
It's crystal. They were my mother's. I'm glad you liked them.
Oh, who wouldn't? Well, I think I better hang on to these. Wait, they look like they're lost.
Poor little sheep.
Well, I'll look after them. Oh, somebody could really get used to living like this. Everything's beautiful.
But you're missing one thing.
What?
The most beautiful thing in the room is you. That's because you're so alive.
You know, in 25 years, this glass is going to be as beautiful as it is this minute.
So will you in a different way.
No. No, I'll probably be worn and old and tired like my mother.
I hope not. I think life will be kinder to you.
I'd like that. You know, by the time my mother was 30 years old, she was worn out. And when she got to be 40, she was an old lady.
Why, because of work?
No, from worrying. She thought she'd never have enough money to feed me and Bobby right. And she was shamed because we got our clothes from the church. And she always had to visit the hospital every month to see Papa, who never even realized who she was. See, most of all, I think she got worn out so early because she could never hope for anything better.
And Delia, how can I justify the way I grew up with money and possessions after the childhood you had.
No, I didn't want to make you feel bad.
No, but even so,
See, it's not that you should have any less. It's just that more people should have what you have.
I wish they could. I do. How about some more?
Yeah. Hey, did I put a damper on everything?
No. I was just sad for you, that's all.
You were sad for me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for this.
You know, Delia, we had so much money, that is. But this really wasn't a happy house to grow up in. And after Mother died, it was always lonely.
Your mother meant a lot to you, didn't she?
My mother thought that I was the most interesting and wonderful and amusing person to be with. She used to love to just sit and talk with me.
That's great.
I knew that she didn't really care about Jill or Faith the way she cared about me, and that it really wasn't fair. But I couldn't resist her. She always wore silks and lace and smelled of lavender. She died when I was 10, and everything changed.
My mother died when I was 12. And then the Ryans took me in.
You were lucky. Nobody took me in. I was the poor little rich boy. Hey, does this sound like self-pity?
No. No, it sounds as if your sisters and your father didn't like you very much.
Well, the Ryans took them in a way. Or at least it seemed they did. They were always over there helping Maeve in the kitchen or upstairs with Mary and Siobhan and Kathleen. The boys and I didn't get along, so I knew there really wasn't that much hope for me to be a part of it all.
But you wanted to be.
Oh, sometimes.
You know what's funny? You were very rich, and I was really poor. And we both wanted to be taken in by the Ryans. Well, I made it.
I wish you were happier about it all.
Well, so do I. But if I was happier, then I wouldn't be here, would I?
You know, I think that since neither one of us really had a mother, that we should be extra nice to each other to make up for it.
That's nice.
Now, mind you, the feelings I'm having right now aren't exactly maternal.
Well, I'm not exactly thinking about my mother.
I think you are lovely.
I like it that you think that.
You don't have to be home early this evening, do you?
No. No, I don't.
That's good, because there are so many things that I want to say to you. But first, I need to kiss you, Dee.
Catch my breath.
Oh, I need to kiss you a lot.
Roger? Roger, it's Jill. Open the door. Look, I've got to talk to you. It's important.
In Landview, rules were meant to be broken, and its residents will stop at nothing to get their way. Catch all the Landview shenanigans on an all-new episode of One Life to Live, weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.